All right, fam, it's your brother Asad, and I'm back again with another quick video. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so that you'll be notified when we drop new material on this channel. Secondly, in terms of housekeeping, I got to give a special and a significant and a particular and a peculiar shout out to my South African family for all the love you guys have shown this channel, my wife, myself, my children. We greatly appreciate it. Third, in terms of housekeeping, bam, 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 we got a special guest on the show. We have a special guest. Listen, y'all, it's been a long time since we got to talk to somebody about their South African experience. And y'all know we love when we got some new Black folk that came to South Africa. So, brother, man, introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, brother Asad. I appreciate that warm welcome and that intro. That was dope, man. I appreciate it. I am Kelsey Horton, originally from Chicago, and been on the continent since 2015, Tanzania first, now South Africa.
All right, brother, man. So listen, so the big thing is that not only are you representing from Chicago here in South Africa, but you have a business that you've opened up, man. We're gonna jump there first because they might click off later. So let's talk about Zurii, man. Tell me how did that come to be?
Absolutely, man. Like I am a definitely an entrepreneur, have a lot of ideas. And one of my first projects here in South Africa is Zuri Lounge, Kitchen, and Bar. I love spaces. They're my spaces, lounges in particular. They're my favorite place to chill and hang out and enjoy myself. And I always wanted to start something here on the continent, here in South Africa, a space that put all my favorite things, all of my influences, all of my travels from around the world, but also my cuisine, Black American cuisine. So I got the soul food on the menu. I'm also representing not only through Black food, but Black culture, Black art, Black music. So it's that type of space, an international space. And so it's been amazing. It's been a few months now, and everything is going well.
You said this Sunday something special is going on this Sunday.
Absolutely. This Sunday, speaking of Black culture, Black music, Black food, we're doing a 90s R&B brunch. 90s R&B brunch. So if you're a fan of Jodeci and 112 and Shy and Drew Hill, and if those artists resonate with you in some way, Zuri is the place to be this Sunday. Definitely,
brother. So, man, all right, so now we got that out the way because, they may click on later, or click off. But we want to know, how'd you get, what got you from Chicago to the continent?
Absolutely. So I grew up around folks. My mom worked at a university. The professors would visit Africa all the time. I used to spend a lot of time at this university in Chicago. And they would come back and tell these amazing stories about how great their trips were, and so it was in my mind from a young age. As soon as we became of age and was able to travel and such, I started traveling to the continent myself, loved it, and just told myself, you made a personal goal for myself. But as soon as the opportunity came to move to the continent, I would do it. I was working for a company that that needed someone to represent them on the continent, specifically Tanzania. Took that opportunity, lived there first. Tanzania was amazing. And then, continued to travel the continent, spent a lot of time traveling to South Africa, and then ultimately decided to make the jump down to South Africa.
When was your first time coming to SA?
I would say 2010. It's actually my first time in Africa was a trip to Mozambique for that company. And while I was in Mozambique, I took a quick trip down to SA. It was about 2010.
Man, so now okay, because that was, that's only a few years outside. Well, not 2010, but that's 10 years ago, 11, 12 years ago, whatever have you. So what was it like then as compared to now?
Ooh, I mean, I will say that SA was a quick trip. It was a quick trip. And so I really just got it was just a little quick preview. But I will say I moved to Tanzania in 2015, and I was starting to come down around then and visit SA. And I will say one for starters, the exchange rate is different. I think it was like 1 to 7, 1 to 8 around that time.
Wow.
So yeah. So I mean, still, still good, but that's just one distinction that I remember. But SA was like I used to love coming down because I love the culture. I love the energy, the vibrancy of the city. And I just loved coming down and just feeling the pulse. And I'll have to say, like, even, these days, it's still there. That pulse is still there. I still love that energy. COVID made it dip a bit, but it's still there.
Yeah. So, um, tell us about more about Zuri. What made you get into to Zuri, and what are some other things happening over there?
Yeah. More than happy to tell you about that. So first of all, Zuri is, from living up in Tanzania, I speak fluent Swahili. Zuri was my favorite word in that language. Means like something you describe as like an adjective. You're describing something that's beautiful or amazing or great or delicious or whatever it might be. I years later, named my daughter Zuri. And then I created this space and it called it Zurii as well. And so it's really like an intersection. One of my taglines is the intersection of American soul and South African culture, where South African culture and American soul meet. And so it's very much a speakeasy, loungy type of vibe. Another tagline is that socialize maturely, where you can get
Mm,
some great food, American style, soul food style. You got the mixologist, concocting the drinks. So that's a
mhm.
whole vibe in itself. But then also just the decor is like, real very like speakeasy lounges, remind you of some of the lounges you see in New York or
Yeah,
DC. Low lighting, music, nice, cool music. Still, you can still get a good vibe in, but it's not so loud. The music's not so loud that you can't have a conversation. So I just wanted to. This was a way of me expressing myself on the continent and bringing my culture with me. Like I love the cultural exchange. So,
yeah,
my South African brothers and sisters, they frequent the spot. We exchange ideas and thoughts and enjoy the food and discuss the similarities and the differences between SA and stateside. Man, it's just
yeah.
an overall vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I know in a previous conversation you and I had, you mentioned you wanted this to be like the ground zero, or the foundation for this intersection of African Americans and Black, and South Africans. So why is that important?
Very important. I don't think a lot of our brothers and sisters don't know our numbers here on the continent, particularly in many of the countries. There is a Black American group or a diaspora related group that just serves as just like a network for us to lean on each other and do business together and enjoy and have fellowship together and all of that. And that also exists here in South Africa. But further, I want spaces like Zuri to be an outpost. Our brothers and sisters back home can view Zuri as an outpost, a home. When people fly into South Africa for their vacation or business trips or whatever it may be, they know that they can come to Zuri and it'll be home. It'll be familiar, and they'll be totally welcome. And we need to have places like this in as many places around the world, right? Because our culture is strong, and we love to showcase it. We love to reflect it. And when people travel, we want people to pull up.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, what was it like going through the process of opening a business in that? Say, I'm sure there's somebody that's watching and like, oh man, I want to do something like that. He's inspiring me. So, what was the process like?
Yeah, I mean, it took us some time. I mean, I would say from like step one was finding a location, right? And Johannesburg has a vibrant and a dynamic, I should say, real estate market. And so, places become open, become available and unavailable in a matter of seconds. But, you find your location. But then, from lease signing up until opening was about 4 months, I would say. But I will say that it's definitely a bit easier. The process is a bit easier than stateside. One of the biggest things you have to manage are contractors, whether it be, electrical truck contractors or, I've hired everything from welders to painters, so on and so forth. But, managing that was, it's pretty easy to kind of get, people to come in and help you and to hire laborers and such. So that worked out pretty smoothly. I was able to find really good, skilled workers in that regard. But once you find that location, that's like the biggest hurdle. Then it's all up to you and your project management and efficiency and sticking to your timelines. But I would say an overall 4-month period, even to get to then, outfitted with equipment and things like that was relatively easy. South Africa has all the things that you would need for that, all the things you would need to deck your place out how you would want it. So I would say, yeah, once you found a location, you're good to go. For me, it took about 4 months. And I would say overall, a pretty cool process.
Cool. So what's the future for you, man? Or are you back and forth, or what's going on?
Yes. I am. Well, I do definitely have a commitment to South Africa. I have a commitment to doing business in South Africa. I still, have, my family and a lot of, in real estate and a lot of other interests in Chicago. So I find myself there as well. But I will, for the long term, remain connected to South Africa.
Man, definitely, brother, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, brother, man. I'm excited because I think for our community, as this African American community continues to grow here, I think we need a place like Zurii. We need a place where not only can South Africans come, but we can also go and find some soul food and kind of build a community that is kind of cohesive. When you have a place like a church or a school, we don't have those things. At least we can have a place where we can go and kind of congregate. But it's not a African American spot. It's for everybody. I don't want to.
Absolutely.
It's screwed.
Absolutely. Yeah. I believe in the cultural exchange. There's a lot we can learn from each other. There's a lot I learned from my South African brothers and sisters. There's a lot we can learn from them. It's a lot they can learn from us. Let's get together. Let's build. Let's congregate. Let's enjoy. Let's have a vibe, and let's just have a good time for sure.
Definitely, my brother, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. And so this Sunday, right? This Sunday,
R&B. Come through this Sunday, 90s R&B over brunch. It'll be a brunch vibe, 12 to 5. So come through, get your shrimp and grits, your chicken and waffles, your French toast, your pancakes, whatever it may be. We'll have all of that on deck, as well as mimosas and other cool brunch cocktails.
Definitely, my brother. Well, thank you, man. It's a pleasure, man. Y'all go out and support this Sunday at Zurii, and we'll be back soon with another video.
Thanks, Asad.